Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. I'm just here to do a quick video about this here storm coming up, this winter storm. I think it's from like Virginia all the way to Texas, I believe. Okay. Now today is January 23rd, 2026. They saying we're going to have a snowstorm watch starting tomorrow, 1/24/26 at 10 a.m. Okay. Right now it's freezing cold here. I'm in Ohio, so it's cold in the mug here, and it's sunny. It's very pretty, but it's when you look outside, it looks so beautiful out there. You step out there, man, your face gonna freeze off and just freaking crack and fall off. Yeah, but it's gonna be a mess. So if you are in the path of this dangerous storm that's coming up, they say we praying that it don't be as bad as they say, but it's best to be safe than to be sorry. Okay, the grocery store lines was long as hell. Me and my husband went to the grocery store yesterday after work. Man, that line was about, oh my God, that line was out the door. You hear me? But we got our groceries and came on home, went to work today. And I said, I'm not leaving back out the house. I'm not even going in on Monday. We may be closed down Monday. I don't know, but I don't take that chance. I don't go out in bad weather like this. I refuse to have my car on the road. But they did say that it was going to be, the roads were going to be impassable. They used the words catastrophic, treacherous. I'm like, when you hear them kind of words, nah. At least he stays home, okay? So what I'm going to do in a few, I'm going to put me on a big pot of chili, do my laundry, because they saying too that here we're not going to get ice. I pray we don't get ice. They said ice was not in our forecast. We're just going to have a million inches of snow, but no ice. But also too, power lines and tree branches. When that snow and stuff is so heavy on power lines and tree branches, it causes, of course, to snap. And that will be another major issue, when it's below zero and it's freezing cold outside. It's like when it's hot outside and stuff go down, it's easier to get cool by, they got battery operated fans out here, because I had some, you know what I'm saying? But it was hard for me. I can't find like a battery operated heater. Okay. And then, like I said, my furnace went out last year. 12 days with no heat, and it was really cold. It got down to like, 7 and 8 degrees last year in January. Man, that stuff ain't no game, but I still had electric heaters that I plugged in to keep my house warm. And we had electric blankets and stuff like that, but still, it got so cold. Oh my God, it got so cold. But I kept it together for those 12 days until they came and reinstalled, a whole new furnace last year in January of 2025. That was just, that was a lot. So hopefully you have batteries. They said the main thing is have flashlights, batteries, keep your cell phones charged up. Check on your elderly neighbors if possible, because sometimes our elderly, they don't want to crank up the heat because they're afraid it's going to cost too much, whatever. And every year we always hear about elderly people being found unalive because they froze, and we don't want that. So if you have neighbors, if you can, please check on your elderly neighbors. Also too, they say carbon monoxide detectors, make sure those are working, because our stuff going to be going full blast. So they say make sure. I have 3 of them in my home, so, and they all working, they all connected, they all working. So if anything pop off, they will, the alarms will go off. Okay. They say fill your bathtub with water just in case you need water, just in case pipes freeze or something like that. But what I did yesterday, I did order me some more water from Amazon Fresh. So I always order water. I always keep water, bottled water in the house just in case. I do that anyway. I get like 2 things of water every month from Amazon anyway. So, but yeah, please stay safe out there. They say if you have a baby, make sure you get plenty of formula and diapers, okay, and warm blankets and everything to keep the baby safe. If you have small children, you know, they get restless and stuff like that. But make sure that you got some games for them to play, things like that to keep them occupied. I know a lot of schools going to be closed down, so these kids going to be home, okay? A lot of us may be home from work because they're going to close down a lot of businesses and stuff like that. So just be careful. Here where I live, they said the snow plows was just going to plow the slow lane on the expressway, which means that's the slow lane is, of course, where like when you get off, you know, on your exit. They said they just plowing that. They said it's gonna be so much. They may get to the rest of the lanes later, but they're gonna do just the slow lanes for the time being, you know. So y'all, so if you are in the path of this storm, they said 200 million people. So if you're on the path of this storm, hunker down. That's all we can do is hunker down, stay safe, and pray. My prayers is that none of us lose power, okay? But if we do, it won't be out for long, okay? Like I said, I am surrounded by big mature trees, and my biggest fear is one of these large branches getting so much snow or whatever on it that one of these large branches can't take it no more and gonna collapse and fall down on my front lawn or on my house. Oh, man, that always been my fear. So I pray that doesn't happen to me or nobody else. But let's just stay inside. Don't be a hero. I cannot stay. Please don't be a hero. Don't be like, well, I can go out here. They tell us to stay home. Do not be outside. I remember one year I was driving home from work. It was during the ice storm. I'm scared to death. I'm in the car by myself. I'm driving home. It was kind of like gloomy and dark outside. You could hear the ice pillars just hitting your windshield, hitting your car. I'm driving. I'm in the curb lane. I'm trying my best to stay focused. I'm just, you know, had me on some jazz. I'm just driving. And I remember it was a big old black truck. This fool behind me think he gonna push me up the street. So I'm looking at my rearview mirror like, dude, you need to back drunk up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I guess I was driving too slow for him. He went around me. But when he went around me, he hit a patch of ice. He spun around about 5, 6, 11 times. And all I did was I gave the peace sign and I just kept driving. I wasn't going to stop to check on him. I know he hit a pole or something. He was on the curb. I was not going to stop to check on him or nothing. Because how dare you? That's what I mean. When you try to be the hero thinking that you drive a four-wheel drive or your car, your vehicle is bigger than mine, thinking you're going to bully me up the street, you highly mistaken. Keep your ass at home, okay? I don't care about your four-wheel drive, your big F-150 or your big Bronco or your Jeep. Nobody care about all that. If an 18-wheeler can overturn or a huge-ass a public bus can overturn, guess what your four-wheeler can do? Your four-wheel drive can do. You ain't safe, okay? Stay off the road. Please quit trying to be a freaking hero and thinking you know more or your car is bigger than somebody else's. You're going to bully your way on the road. Don't do that. Bad idea. Bad idea. Okay? I was driving my Corolla, my little cute Corolla. I'm driving my car and that big old truck. Yeah, his ass went skirt, boom, hit that pole. He was on the curb. His shit leaning like this here. I said, yeah. I just said, And I just was still in the curb lane, just driving, trying to get up here to make my turn so I can get back on the main road and get my behind home safe. And I got home safe. That's what I say. Don't be no hero. Don't try to push somebody up the street because they driving too slow. Stay home. And one of my coworkers said a good thing today. She said, you know, she was like, I'm so ready for the storm. And we was like, you ready for the storm? I was like, I'm hoping this stuff's gonna be as bad, but if it do, I'm ready. I'm just ready for, you know, to be over for real. She said, no, I mean, I'm ready for it to, she said, I'm ready for it because it teaches us to slow down. I see, you got a good point there. She said, it teaches us to slow down. That you don't have to leave the house to go do something. Oh, I got to go to the club. I got to go do this. I got to go do that. I got to do this. You got to keep running the streets. This storm will stop you in your tracks, okay? This storm is going to stop you from doing what you need to go do. What you really not even need, what you want to go do. this storm was, and she was right. This storm was, it's going to slow you down. It's going to make you stop and breathe. It's going to make you listen to your own heartbeat. Probably once in your life. It's going to make you, it's going to be quiet. You're going to stop. You're going to be like, dang, oh, okay. All right. Okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. You know? So yeah, she right about that. Yeah. Like I said, I don't get cabin fever. I love being at home. So we got our groceries. I got my food and everything. My bills paid. We in the house. I just park my car. I'm good. But if you have your car parked outside, make sure you put what they call HEET. It's in a yellow container with blue writing on it. It's called heat. I brought some bottles to put in my husband's car, my daughter's car, and also even my car is in the garage. I still put it in my car because even when it get cold outside, my garage can drop to probably about 20 degrees or whatever, and I don't want my car to, your gas line to freeze up. So yeah. So y'all be safe out there. Be careful. Please don't try to be a hero. If you're going to shovel, please be careful shoveling, especially if you have respiratory issues, back problems, and stuff like that. Be careful out here shoveling. Help your neighbors if possible. Please help your neighbor. We have to help each other out, y'all. We have to help each other out. But y'all be careful, be safe, and I will get back with y'all on my very next video. Thank you so much for watching. And we just gotta hunker down and see what's gonna come out the sky, y'all. So be safe out there, y'all. Deuces.